All right, let's get started. Okay, so, hey guys, just having a little Bible study with my girls like I always do. I try to make this something that we do consistently, so we at least do it once a week. So, if you all be willing to want to join us, you can always join us. I try to make it friendly enough where kids can try to understand, and of course, adults as well, young adults, to be able to kind of understand it. So I just break things down in a way that from this generation of a 10-year-old to a 20-year-old to a 39-year-old, we can, try to understand the reading of the word. So anyway, so I first wanted to come from, this is from the book of Ephesians. Well, we kind of talked about this before, and I guess I want to use a few things as an example because, I don't mind being transparent and using myself as an example to show y'all like this word really is real, like it is relatable, and therefore if you can resort back to this word and it kind of just make you feel like it's talking directly to you, like it really just it means this is where you need to start at, this is where you need to grow from, this is what you need to look into to just get a word, get some revelation, get some understanding, because it really relates. Like I said, there's plenty of things I can pull from here where I'm like, this has happened, this is happening, and I believe it. It should make you just believe what you're seeing. But anyway, so we talked about this before when I was saying about making allowances for others' faults. So I want to start here where it says, always be humble and gentle. Be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's faults because of your love. Make every effort to keep yourselves united in the Spirit, binding yourselves together with peace. So basically, because I've had several occasions and different experiences, even just recently going through, the same little issues again with relationships. I use that as an example for myself. When you feel like, somebody done wronged you again or betrayed you or did you wrong, done disappointed you, done hurt you, done made you just feel bad, from going through what you're going through. And then you're so quick to want to, either hold grudges or be hateful or be angry or just, feel like, life is just throwing all kind of things at you to where you just want to point the blame at everybody else and, don't even take or hold yourself accountable for some of the things that you might have put yourself into. So like for me, for instance, going through relationships, things not working out how I would expect it to. I'm so quick to want to point the blame at the other person and say they did me wrong, which yes, I'm not going to negate the fact that the other person did wrong because they have, but you got to then look at yourself and hold yourself accountable for putting yourself in certain situations that you might not need to even be in. So like for me, I had to look within myself, even though I was hurt again, I was disappointed again with things not turning out the way I wanted to relationship wise. I had to just still kind of look at myself and say, well, maybe still this just wasn't the right person, and I got to make allowance for the other person's faults. And what that means to me when it says that, it just means like, because everybody is not going to be perfect. People are going to make mistakes. People are going to have flaws. Why are you so silly? see what I'm saying? I can't get through stuff because I got to giggle half the time. But anyway, back to the lecture at hand. But yes, like people are going to make mistakes. They're going to have faults. So you got to be willing to make allowance for their faults. And what it means by allowance meaning allow them to make the mistakes, because it's going to happen. And if you can look back at yourself when you've done things, like for me, I know you're not my age, but Jazz, I'm sure you're coming upon times where you can look back and say like, darn, yeah, I probably could have did this better, or yeah, I was wrong for that, or yeah, I shouldn't have done that. And, truth, you're young, but it'll come points and times where you're gonna realize some things you might have did that it might be upset at you for, or you might do something and I might fuss at you, or Jazz might have to fuss at you or scold you. But at the end of the day, we all gonna have moments where we can look back and say, yeah, I did do this wrong, or I did something that I'm sure I might have made somebody else angry or mad or upset, displeased or whatever. Same things that has been done to you. You've done it to others in one way or another, whether if it's known or unknown. And you never know, people might have made allowance for your faults, even though you might not have looked at it like that, but somebody probably forgave you for what you did to them. Or somebody might have decided to let it go and not hold on to it, or hold on to that grudge, or become vindictive towards you for something you might have did to them, and you don't even know it because they decided to make allowance for your faults. So we have to do the same thing. We got to learn how to forgive others, because we've all made mistakes, and we're still going to make mistakes. So we all got to make allowance. So when that word says make allowance, make an allowance for each other's faults because of your love, that means you got to forgive them and allow them to make those mistakes and grow and mature from it. Now, I don't mean to be a fool. It doesn't mean, okay, be a fool and allow people to just do you all kind of ways or take advantage. No, but it just means when the things do occur that you don't want to happen, those unexpected disappointments, or things that somebody might have hurt you, or you felt they harmed you or wronged you, once it does happen, make allowance for their faults. Try to step outside of yourself and say, okay, we've all made some mistakes. If whatever they did to me, it shouldn't be that bad to a point where I'm hoarding all of this anger in and holding grudges and being bitter and vindictive, to where now your life is just full of frustration and anger and hate, and this person probably still moving on with their life and doing whatever, but here you are holding on to it. So we got to learn how to release all of that by making allowance for it out of love. Because, like I said, there's going to be times when you're going to mess up and make a mistake, and you're going to want to hope that somebody can forgive you or make allowance, not even with others, but even with God. There's so many things we're going to do wrong. We got to hope, we got to pray and believe that God but He will forgive us for our faults. Because we're going to make so many mistakes. So not even just for us, we got to know that the main person that we want to forgive us for our faults. And if we want that, because we want to be forgiven and we want to be accepted by God, we got to understand that we must do the same thing for others if we want God to do that for us. Use your example. There's a situation you just going through with your job, with the guy at your job, and what happened with you. This is a perfect time to exercise forgiveness and make an allowance for other people's faults. See, you could easily, go back to your job having an attitude and just acting this kind of way, being vindictive or wanting to find a way to get revenge or whatever like that. But just like how I told you, when you go back to work, still have a positive attitude, still keep a smile on your face. So even when you see him, still smile at him and still respect him as your manager. But like I said, don't be a fool. Don't let him, do all kind of wrong things to you. Or if you notice his behavior and he's like trying to be, do things towards you that is out of order or out of line, or he's disrespecting you or trying to take advantage of you. Yeah, stand up for yourself. Don't be a fool. But this is a perfect time to practice forgiveness. Meaning, like, when you do go to work, you got to intentionally, still go there with a smile on your face. And like you said, don't let him stop you from making your money. Now, of course, if he decides to go further with it, doing stuff that he shouldn't do, trying to utilize his authority and his power to take advantage of you, like I said, stand up for yourself then. But until then, guess what? If he want to act like he ain't did what he did to you, you can be the same way and still keep a smile on your face, still go to work and do what you got to do. Use this time for practice, to practice forgiveness and make allowance for his faults. Because even though what he did, he probably been doing it all along. Make allowance for his faults, because you have done some things you yourself that you've done over and over wrong, not maybe to people, but even to God. And you kept sinning and God kept forgiving you and kept forgiving you. So we got to do it for others out of love. So use this time as far as your situation at your job to practice forgiving your manager for, that little situation that he did. You know what I'm saying? And then just say, you know what? Things like this do happen to people all over. So I'm not going to allow this, especially because it's about money. Don't allow that to make you become an angry or hateful or bitter person, especially over material things. Because this job is replaceable. You can easily find you another job. So it ain't worth you losing your dignity or losing who you are. But now if he treats you wrong or disrespect you, then yes, of course, stand up for yourself. But until then, walk right in that job and still smile, still do what you're supposed to do as your duty, still have good ethics, good work ethics. Still your morals need to be high. So don't let him, make you debase yourself, you know what I'm saying, or lower your standards because of what he did. Make allowance for his faults. Because it's going to be times when somebody got to make allowance for what you did. So yeah. So I said all that to round off to this, though, that love is the greatest. So like how it says here, it says make allowance for each other's faults because of your love. So it says here in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 13, love is the greatest. So basically it's saying that love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. It does not rejoice about injustices, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up. It never loses faith. Love is always hopeful and endures through every circumstance. Love is the key it holds the key to everything of how you forgive people, how you treat people, how you want to be treated, your deeds, your actions, everything you do it out of love. And so it says here, if you hold love, if your foundation is with love, the love that God gives us, love is patient and kind. That means when you hold love in your heart when things are happening to you, even when you're going through your hardships, your sufferings, your seasons of just going through stuff like we talked about before. You're going to be in those seasons that we don't want, that's uncomfortable, that's uncertainty. Those are seasons that nobody wants to go through, but you're going to face them. You go through it with patience and still being kind. And you can't do that if you don't have love in your heart. If you didn't have love in your heart, you would be willing to be wicked, evil. You wouldn't care. You would be malicious. You would be, trying to get revenge. You'll just be working off of hate. And all it's going to do is it's not going to harvest anything good. So therefore, when you're working off of love, you got to know love produces patience and within you, and to be kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. So that means like if you have love in your heart, you're not going to be worried about being jealous of what others have or what you don't have and you see others have it, because you know that the Lord loves you enough that he's going to, in due season, give you what you are supposed to have. Love is not going to make you be boastful, because if you love someone, you're not going to boast or brag about what you have in front of others, trying to make other people look bad, or bragging about what you have. Because for one, what do you have that the Lord didn't give you? That means everything you have, the Lord gave to you anyway, or gave you the strength and the energy to get it. So if you working off of love, you're not going to be boastful about anything. For one, you're going to give God the glory for all you have, but you're not going to be the type that's going to be bragging and be boastful about it as if you did it all yourself, or you the one that got this and got that all for you, because you did it yourself. No. So if you're working off of love, you're not going to be boastful, and you're not going to be proud either. Like for instance, if it's something that you need to make right, pride can stop you from doing something that could either help someone or help yourself. So like for instance, if you know that you did someone wrong, or you know that you did something that you regret to somebody, and you don't even try to go back and make it right or apologize, or at least acknowledge the person or acknowledge what you did wrong, that's pride. Allowing your pride to stop you from changing and growing, because you feel like you good where you at. You ain't got to fix or change nothing. So if you was working off of love wouldn't allow you to be proud, because it'll make you say, you know what, I did something wrong, or I could be better at this, so I could grow and do better. But if you was working off of pride or no love, you wouldn't care, because you would feel like you'll be complacent. You would feel like you ain't got to grow or change or do better, and you feel like you good just where you at. Love is not rude. So of course we all know what it is to be rude. So if you working off of love, you're not going to be rude towards people. You're going to try to at least have some type of respect around people, and be polite. You know what I'm saying? When you're around people, make them feel like you're approachable. Like, always, like people always tell you, Jazz, keep on smiling. Your smile is going to get you a long way. It makes it easy for people to approach you when they see, like, soon as they see you, you got a smile on your face. You just seem like somebody they don't have to feel afraid or intimidated, because, you just have this aura about yourself that you're just a bright looking person, a bright individual. Exactly. We all know examples of being rude, but if you're working off of love, you're not going to be rude. Or at least you're going to try not to be. Because, we all going to have moments in our life when we're going to, dib and dab and all of those things of, being impatient or being rude or even disrespectful or angry or whatever. We're going to have those moments because we're going to be tested. We're going to go through trials and tribulations. But if you try, as long as you practice and you try and, working off of love and being intentional about knowing, like, these key things, these are the things that I don't want to exude, then you got to know, like, this is what I need to be doing or what I shouldn't be doing. So yeah, love is not being rude. It does not demand its own way. So, like, to me, that would mean, like, you don't, everything got to be your way. No, it shouldn't be like that. Allow opportunity for others to maybe show you or teach you things. Don't feel like you can't be taught, like you better than everybody. And or everything needs to go my way, and if it don't, then I don't like it, or you dismiss other things because it's not going how you expect or intend it to go. So love is not like that. It's not going to demand its own way. That means you are opening yourself for other people's what word am I looking for? Opinions and advice or help. Don't think you too good for advice from others and thinking everything just got to go your way. Yes, it's okay to be a leader. But even leaders serve others or have to take ideas and advice from other people. So don't be demanding your own way as if nobody else's voice matters. So love is not going to do that. You're not going to demand your own way. All right. Love is not irritable. So, like, of course, it's going to be times where you might be irritated about something, and we all know examples of being irritated. But if you irritated to a point where you frustrated and you don't even want to just maybe calm yourself to a point of you saying, okay, well, this did happen, but I'll be all right, or it'll get better. And you just allow things to just consume your whole frame of mind and the way you're behaving and acting because you irritated about something. No, if you are working off of love, you know what I'm saying, to a point where you're back to just a sound mind. Of saying, okay, well, that did frustrate me for that moment, or that did irritate me for that moment, but I'm over it, I'm good, I can forgive that, I'll let it go. All right. It says love, and it keeps no record of being wrong. This one right here, because I had to read this a couple of times because I was, very good for holding grudges, and if I felt like somebody betrayed me or wronged me, I was willing to hold on to it till forever. Like, I didn't even say it out my mouth several times, I will die not forgiving you, because that's just how I felt. Because I felt like, especially if I didn't do anything wrong to you and you hurt me or you disappointed me or you just crossed me, I'm just like, I will die being pissed. And if I see you, I don't give a darn if it's 20 years later, don't let me catch you because I don't like what you did. Like, and you got to be willing to let things go. So if you working off of love, it keeps no record of being wronged. Meaning, if somebody did hurt you 5 years ago, a month ago, a week ago, 10 years ago, you are willing to wipe that slate clean as if nothing ever happened. That means you don't keep a record of it. Meaning, if you see that person, you got to almost act like whatever did happen never happened. And you're not looking at them and still holding a stamp over their head of something that they did to you. It means you got to let it go. And I was good for that. I was good for still remembering what people did to me back in high school. And here I am, you know what I'm saying, a grown woman with kids. And I'm still like, if I see a person and I remember what they did to me years ago, I still got that check mark on them. I still got that, that label over them that they done did something to me from a long time ago. And it was just hard for me to let it go. I didn't allow it to consume my whole day. But like, if I saw you again, I'm just quick to remember what you did to me in the past. Instead of saying, okay, that was years ago. Why am I even still thinking about it? This person probably ain't even thinking about it. But here I am still remembering exactly how everything went, like it just happened yesterday. So if you working off of love, you got to be willing to release that thing and release it from what it is, and don't hold on to it, keeping it in your mind and holding it as ammunition or use it against the person years later if they do something to you that you want to, yeah, remember that time you did that to me? Yeah, that's what you got to let that thing go. So love keeps no record of being wronged, and it does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. So of course, that sounds exactly what it sounds like. Rejoice when something truthful happened, and whatever the consequence or the reward is for that truthful thing that happened, then it's okay to rejoice for that. I'm still working on this part where it says love never gives up, love never loses faith. It is always hopeful and endures through every circumstance. So this is the part that I'm actually still working on, where not giving up on things when things don't seem like it's working out and it's not working in the manner you want it to work. Like for me, I know I'm so quick to want to give up. I don't give things the full chance or the full opportunity, because as soon as I feel like something don't work, I'm giving up on it. And not necessarily even meaning just in the things you might be going for, like if you got goals and stuff like that, but it's just saying just giving up, period. Like, don't give up on your fight, to do good. You know what I'm saying? Even though if things still might not go your way and you feel like I'm doing right, I'm doing good, I've done this deed, I've done this action, I've treated people fairly, why is things still not going the way I want to go? Well, bunk it. I'm gonna live how I want to live now. Don't give up. So if you're working off of love, you're not going to give up on nothing. Keep on trying, keep on fighting, especially if it's a good thing you're doing. If it's something positive you're trying to put out there, keep on trying. And at the end of the day, the Lord will reveal to you if that's not what he wants for you. Your path will be directed how he wants to direct it. But until then, don't give up, especially if it's something good that you're doing. And don't lose faith. You know what I'm saying? Still hold on. And the good thing is the Lord said all you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. Because boy, I'm telling you now, my faith, sometimes I felt like I had none at all. But I'm glad that the Lord will even accept my faith, even if it's as small as a mustard seed. Because sometimes I'm like, I know my faith is wavering. I know that I'm struggling, trying to just hold on to the Lord's promises and holding on to saying, I know the Lord ain't going to bend, just all of that. And when you have those moments where you just doubting it, you losing your faith. And you got some people out there that just seem to just have faith just so big. And I'm like, darn, man, seem so strengthened in what they doing. And here I am weak and discouraged so quick, you know what I'm saying? And doubting myself so fast. Love never loses faith, and it's always hopeful. So, of course, you know what hopeful means, right, Truth? When you're being hopeful about something. Give me an example if you hope for something.
It's like when you hope like you have like a great day, or if like you hope like you do good on like your exam or test, or like you hope if like your best friend has a good relationship with her boyfriend. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Good one. Go ahead, Jazz.
Being hopeful is when you just, for instance, if you hope that you get to get into a good college or get into school, or if you hope that you get a job, so it's almost like
you're wishing.
You're wishing,
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to something happening.
Like,
and we're back. Yeah. So basically, y'all gave an example. So yes, that's right. Hope is an aggressive expectation that something good is going to happen to you at any moment. And that came from Joyce Meyer. Like, it means like you just you're hoping that means you have an expectation that something good is going to happen. So when you hoping for something, that means it didn't happen yet. So you hope you get good grades. You hope you get into that school. You hope you get the job. You hope you get a raise, because it didn't happen yet. So when you hoping for something, you can't hope for something you already have. If you got a pair of skates, you ain't gonna hope for some skates because you already got it. So you hope for something that you don't have. And I mean, even though sometimes those things don't come to fruition that we hope for, but just think if we didn't have hope, if you lost hope, life wouldn't feel like it's worth anything, because really we're working off of hope. The next day is something to hope for. You know what I'm saying? Because it hasn't happened yet. Or the things that you're thinking of, your imagination, your thoughts, all of those things transpire through hope or from hope, if you want to put it that way, because it's like you waiting on something good to happen. So if we didn't have that hope, life probably wouldn't be fun at all, or life wouldn't be nothing worth getting up for, to still be motivated about something. So if you didn't hope that you made the basketball team, you wouldn't really be enthusiastic about practicing every day or doing whatever you're doing. So having that hope really keeps you motivated and eager or enthusiastic to do the things you're doing right now to get what you want to get later, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So hope is important. So it says if you're working off of love, you're not going to lose hope. And I mean, I've had moments where I've lost my hopes, my dreams, and I felt like death. I felt like life was over. I literally just felt like I was closed in and I was just living in a dark hole, losing all of that. And now to know the difference, I know how it feels to lose all of that. I can just truly be thankful that the Lord has restored that to me. Or the things that I've been desiring, I still haven't had all of those things yet. But to just have that hope and have that faith, that's what keep you energized and just getting up and just still moving about and being motivated. Because if you didn't have that, you would just feel like ain't nothing to do. So definitely let's not lose that hope. And then it says love allows you to endure through every circumstance. So like we talked about, when you're going through your ups and downs, your goods, your bads, just moments that we're uncomfortable with, or the moments that were unwanted, or the moments that disappointed us, that hurt us, that caused, that we failed in. Love is going to allow you to push through it, because you know that the Lord, is going to work it out. Or that, something, the Lord has his purpose in everything, so it'll work out, for the good of those that love the Lord. But just, we know that just to endure through those circumstances, that means you're holding on to love. Because if you had hate in your heart, when you're going through these circumstances, you're going to affect other people in so many ways that's bad. You're going to affect yourself, like, just working off of hate. Just, it's not going to really get you anywhere, and it's going to affect others. But if you're working off of love, it's just you're willing to accept things in life better without it affecting people in a negative way. And then it comes back around to you in a negative way. So, love, as it says here, love is the greatest. So we want to definitely try to function off of love. It's not going to be easy, because like I said, we all going to experience each of these moments of being irritable, or maybe not being patient, or being rude, or having pride, or faith being wavered, or whatever. We're going to have these little moments of tests and trials. But if we remember to intentionally remember love and to function off of love, it'll allow us to just embrace and endure and go through things in life just a little bit better, and help us to get through it in a way that, we can appreciate things. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we're not here for ourselves, we're here for everybody else. So we got to be able to go through these experiences to teach others and to show others and to be proof to others, with God, how God is working through us. So his love is working through us, so we got to show it in some kind of way. And love is one way to show that God is here. The Spirit is here. His Spirit is in us. Okay? All right. That's it. Thank you, Lord, for the reading of the word, that you will bless it.